Okay, now this one, the big one. All right, Het Heru for relationships, right? The sphere of Het Heru, sphere 7. The Het Heru sphere in relationships. Okay, so Het Heru governs relationship. Yay! How about that? All right, so this is the next of our spheres that actually govern relationship, right? And you'll notice that Heru is the first sphere of the Sahu division, right? Which is the lower aspect of man, right? So Het Heru deals with, sensuality, right? Your sensual side, your conjugal side, right? That, that thing that in you that wants to connect conjugally with others, right? You want to get your, your groove on, right? But Het Heru is not only about sex, right? Het Heru, that's, one aspect of, this vast and wonderful creature, right? Het Heru is creativity, right? Het Heru is the ability to close your eyes and now pull from the various things that you are experienced in life, right? Pull from the various letters and thoughts that they can help you create and make a lyrical composition, a poem, a story, whatever it may be. Grab from the various colors and shapes, tones, etc., and scribble and create some work of visual art, right? This is your faculty of Het Heru, right? Now, what does this look like in relationship? Right, so ideally, this is this would be ideal, right? Het Heru for Het Heru, right? Relationships is Het Heru. Het Heru, is all about this, right? Het Heru is harmony and cooperation and affection and, you know what I'm saying? Affinity and sensual good stuff, right? All right, so, that should be, perfect, right? But the down part about that is this piece about the Sahu, right? The lowest aspect. See, at the Sahu division, right, we just got out of the Ab division, right, which is the leadership within the being, right? This is the governorship, right? Ma'at, Heru, and Heru Tehuti, right? Ma'at, the law, Heru, the executive, right, behind the law, the executor of the law, right? And Heru Tehuti, the bringers of the law, the bringers of justice, right? Right, the cops, right? The military, right? The enforcement of the law, right? So that's the sphere that we just left, right? And these are focused in the higher, right? Now we're in the bottom of the tree. Now we're in the world, right? This is where the world lives now, right? We are, this is where the people, this is what we're governing at the Ab division. We're governing the lower portion where the masses are, right? Remember, Sahu is going to make up 3/4 of the world, right? 3/4 of this world is going to be Sahu, lower division, right? It's only going to be a small percentage of the people who decide to take the challenge and become their true self, right? So Het Heru, right? In a relationship sphere, this is going to be someone, or this is going to be a relationship where you're going to see, there's going to be a lot of, what's the thing that you do when you are, cooperation, affinity, harmony, felicity? Is that what I want to say? The back and forth is going to be good, right? It's going to be strong, right? It's going to be a strong back and forth thing, but as well, see, sometimes what makes that thing so strong is, the embellishment of it, right? So Het Heru can be an embellisher of things. Het Heru in its low ebb can be phony, just a straight phony phoner. Right? Somebody who's phony, somebody who's just not real, somebody who will be a people pleaser, going to show you everything that you want to see, going to create an illusion for you, right? So yeah, Het Heru for relationships can be that. Het Heru for relationships can be the illusion creator, right? It can be, you can walk into a situation with starry eyes like, whoa, you know what I mean? You know, somebody, seduction, right? Seduction is used at this Het Heru sphere, right? Now, you know, again, you know, you have high vibe in Het Herus, right? You have a high ebb of the thing, right? And that's not going to come into play, right? In that, a high vibe in Het Heru is going to still carry a ma'at outlook, a high outlook, right? But a low vibe in Het Heru is going to be a selfish individual, right? It's going to be someone who is sensually motivated, right? You know, and selfish about it, right? That person is not going to consider, you know, you when they want to do they dirt, or, you know, they want to get their freak on, right? They're not going to consider you, right? You're not there. That's the part that they considered, right? Is that you're not there, right? So, you know, that's all they needed on that low vibe and ebb, right? That low ebb, you know. You know, they're not going to think about giving someone else the win. See, that's, you know, at Heru, that's what we're going to do, right? At Heru, we're going to have responsibility on the relationship, right? We're going to take responsibility for the other, right? We're not going to include ourselves if it means respecting or undermining our mate in some way, right? We're going to consider our mate when we consider what we do. At Heru, that's taking responsibility, right? Right, you know. So at Het Heru, if you're vibing on a low ebb, right? If you're low vibing or low ebbing Het Heru, right? You're gonna be sensually motivated, right? You're gonna be, you know, the only discriminations you're gonna be making, you know, where it comes to your pleasure is, you know, rubber or no rubber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all, you know, that's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? You know, you got some dirty people out here, selfish people out here who really only consider themselves. You know what I mean? And until life comes, you know, like, you can trust that life in its machinations and motions will eventually correct individuals, or at least focus them to where they was wrong. Right? So, yeah. But yeah, so that Het Heru reading can be deceptive one, right? You know, you're gonna look at that Het Heru reading as, hey, this is ideal. I'm talking about relationships. Het Heru governs relationships. Yeah, so you're gonna be like, yeah, this is great. Let's do this. But remember, Het Heru starts out in the Sahu, right? You know, so in the Sahu, Het Heru, or the Sahu, is gonna look to the world. Right, so that's what you're going to have to assess, right? Are you getting the reading? Are you someone who has, you know, in some way shunned the world, right? Are you Heru in the world but not of the world, right? You know, if you are, then you're going to look at a circumstance that causes you to, you know, value the world, and you're going to see that as, you know, not ideal. Right, you're gonna see that as something that's low, something that's gonna, you know, your development is gonna be depending upon something higher than that, right? So you're not gonna go for that, right? If you are a higher ebbing individual, or you someone who's focused on your ebb and above, then you will, you know, you won't focus on a Het Heru reading in that way. You won't see a Het Heru reading, and you probably are gonna go the opposite direction. Because you know that Het Heru is going to be focused in the world, right? Her motivations are going to be worldly, right? She's going to want to have fun, you know? She going to want to, you know, it's going to be all about the we and the who and the... She's not going to understand how to do the work, right? She's not going to understand what the emotion is to bring when she has to, you know, repel the outside forces that come to the relationship, right? You know, the outside folks, you know what I mean? The Uber driver who, you know what I mean, yeah, oh, you looking good tonight, sis. Your man let you go out like that? Oh, you know what I mean? She not gonna know how to deal with that dude. She just gonna want to accept the compliment because it's Het Heru. You know, she Het Heru. You know what I'm saying? All she looking for is the compliment. When she put on the clothes, that's what she was looking for, was the compliment. So she got it. She, that's what she at, right? She there, right? It's the best idea to leave people where they at, right? Don't try to bring nobody up. I learned my lesson with that. I ain't trying to bring nobody up in this world no more. Like, this is the most of that I'm going to do, right? Come in here, I'm going to do that. Yo, if I'm attaching you to my life, you're going to have a certain mindset already, okay? You're going to already be vegetarian, all right? You're going to already be Osirian focused, right? You're going to already be focused on raising your higher self, right? I'm not going to have to teach you that, right? I'm not going to teach you that. We're not going there, right? Because I see that's pain for me. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not bitter about relationships. I understand this is life. Life, you get all. I ask for every challenge in classroom that I'm receiving in this world. I ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Before I came here, I said, yeah, give me all that, because all that's going to make me the Superman that I'm becoming, right? So, yeah, I did that stuff, but I assess my lessons and I learn, and I put that in my files. I got files now on certain things that I didn't have files on before. Right? I'm opening up the files with y'all, so I hope y'all is valuing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So So if you're a higher vibing individual, you're not gonna go for a Het Heru reading for your relationship. You're not even gonna seek it unless it's attached to something higher, right? You put that Osir on a Het Heru, right? You put that Het Heru with a Tehuti. Yeah, let's do that every day and night long, right? Put that Het Heru on a Ma'at, right? Then I know that you're gonna live the truth in this circumstance, right? Then I know that your affections is gonna be something that you are training yourself to to be a light of the world, to be a love for the world. That love that you have for me is a classroom for your love for the world. That's what I want. I don't want somebody who is selfish. I don't want somebody who only thinks about them, because when it's time to do the gratification thing, right, and whether or not you're going to violate what we got, you're not going to think about that, right? So yeah, you're not going to think about me in that. You're not going to think about your responsibility to me in terms of that, right? You're going to just, girls want to have fun. That's what you want to do. So yeah, so be careful when you see this Het Heru reading if you are not someone who is of the world, right? If you are beyond this world, right? Right? You floated down on this joint, you know what I mean? Then, you ain't gonna go for a Het Heru reading, you know what I mean? If that Het Heru reading, if you're someone who vibes high, that Het Heru reading, you're gonna want to attach that to something high, right? Ma'at and above, right? Period. You know what I'm saying? I will never go for a Het Heru reading on my relationship that does not include one of the higher spheres, right? If it's just, strictly, that, then you can know that that person is not going to have a inkling for their higher self, right? And it's going to be a challenge, right? It's a challenge for a person who's focused in their higher to, bring someone else there, right? You know what I mean? And you got mavericks out here that love the challenge and all of that. And yeah, y'all got that. But I want it to be easy. See, I live some of my gung-ho-ness in this lifetime, you know what I mean? And now I want some things that's gonna be much more easier. You know what I mean? I don't want the crap. Paut Neteru for the crap, you know what I mean? Y'all got me here. Now, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, alright, you know what I mean? I think I hit everything on that, right? Het Heru. Watch it. Right? You know, be cool. Watch the Het Heru reading, especially if you are someone who is higher. Right? If you're, you know, again, Metu Neter is a spiritual oracle. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Right? So we are assessing where your spirit is at, right? If you are vibing high in your spirit, right? Your consciousness is focused sphere 4 and above. You know what I mean? You're in the divine spheres. You're living here for God, right? You're living to raise the God within you. You know, you're living to, you know, fix the things of your person and you know, to fix the bodily fetters, right? You're looking to raise into your divinity, right? So you have to assess who you are and where you are walking this planet. For some people, that Het Heru Hetep is going to be perfect. You know what I mean? You're going to be, you know, people who are not necessarily on a spiritual path. You know what I mean? You're going to be people who are out here living your life, you know, you're doing your thing, you know what I mean? And you're trying to, you know, just get by, right? Trying to live, you know, learn, live your lessons, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're not responsible for, you know, where your consciousness is when you start the game, right? So you start this game in a Sahu state and, you know, that's where you at. Hey, you know what I mean? Het Heru Hetep, you'll have fun. You know, you'll have fun. You'll have challenges just because life is life for you. You know, anytime you're going to be, you know, anytime you're in the Sahu, you're going to have challenges, you know, because you're not mastered, right? Anytime you're not mastered, you're going to have emotional challenges. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's going to be everybody. Even the ones who are high or think they high. You know, everybody has emotional challenges. You know what I mean? The distinction is what you do with them, how you live those challenges. Right? So, you know, yeah, you know, assess where you are with this reading, right? Assess what your mission is, who you came here to be. You know what I mean? With this Het Heru reading. You know? Yeah, because it could be a gift or a curse, right? You know, that Het Heru reading can be a curse if, you know, you find that, you know, the individual is, like I said, if you are opposite places within the mix, right? If you are on your way to, you know, Jupiter and this one's over here is on their way to, you know, Pluto, then, you know what I'm saying, y'all not going to connect, you know what I mean? Y'all need to both be on your way to Jupiter. Alright? Alright, so, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Alright? And, if y'all have any questions or, you know, any readings or whatever the case, my stuff is in the description box. If this helps you, act accordingly. And I'm going to say peace and love.